It is currently 1 a.m. The last bit of food for the next couple of days has just been consumed. Let's start the timer now.
There are many claims online about intermittent fasting, about the crazy things that it does to your body. What is true? What isn't true? Is it worth doing? Is it good for weight loss? In this week's video, we're going to find that out. I'm going to raw dog a flight to Bangkok. No food, just fasting. Starting weight is 93.1. This is how we're looking as well. And we're going to take these shots and compare them in 24 hours and see if we've got any visible changes to physique, weight, and what actually happens to us when we fast. Rule number one is absolutely no calories from any form whatsoever.
Oh, yes.
All right, let me stop you here, okay? Obviously, eating a pizza isn't part of fasting, but, right, I was going to Thailand, I had this pizza dough in the fridge, and the pizza just had to be eaten. So, we're resetting the fast from this point here. I'm feeling incredibly full. Let the fast begin now. So what is actually going on inside my body as I fast? Well, between 1 to 4 hours, my body is going to be digesting that slice of pizza that I ate earlier. So the calories from a pizza are going to be my primary source of energy. At each point in the fast, our hormone levels are also going to do funky, crazy things. And there's three main ones to consider. We got insulin, which is going to control blood sugar. Leptin is the hormone that makes you feel full, satiated when you've eaten food. And then we got ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, which makes you feel hungry when that rises. In the first 1 to 4 hours of fasting, insulin is going to go up to stabilize the blood sugar from the last meal that I ate. Leptin is increasing, which will continue to make me feel full, and ghrelin, the hunger hormone, will go down. In terms of fat burning, not much is going on. The primary source of fuel is going to be from that pizza that I ate earlier. 5 hours in, getting a little bit hungry, but other than that, feeling pretty good. Between 4 and 12 hours, insulin levels are going to begin to drop as we've digested that last meal and blood sugar is stabilized. Leptin is going to start to drop. Ghrelin is going to start to rapidly rise as your body wants more food. And my body is going to start to use glycogen as a primary source of energy that's found in the liver and the muscles as I've got no food to digest or use for energy in my stomach. Treating myself to some Diet Coke. So the main thing of this is not to get dehydrated, because it's very easy to get dehydrated. So obviously Coke's not the best thing to drink because it dehydrates you. I'm feeling pretty good. If I was a weak-minded person, I would tell you right now that I'm pretty damn hungry, but fortunately hunger doesn't exist because we are mentally strong. So the plan of attack, right, is just to go to sleep, miss all the food and meal services, and then hopefully, like, they just won't offer me or serve me food. We're now at the 12 to 16 hour mark, and this is where fat burning begins. You get something called lipolysis occurring as your body breaks down fat, allowing gluconeogenesis. So this is where fats are converted into carbohydrates the body can break down. Gluco meaning glucose, neogenesis means formation of. Around the 12 to 16 hour mark as well, some ketosis will begin to occur as your body starts to produce ketones for energy, but this is going to ramp up in a little bit. After this time as well, ghrelin rise will begin to slow down, so you actually can start to feel less hungry, which I'm noticing, which is pretty good, and insulin will begin to plateau and level out. After one of the worst sleeps of my life, we're about 3/4 of the way through the flight now, and I woke up and surprisingly, I wasn't that hungry. So now the hunger is reducing even though I haven't eaten due to these things going on in the body. Freshened up, brushed my teeth, had a piss, and then managed to break into business class to see how my girlfriend was doing.
The peasant has broken into business class. How did you sleep? Good?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, it's good for something.
We are 19 hours in now, and between 16 and 24 hours, ketosis is going to continue to rise, your body using ketones as fuel. Gluconeogenesis is going to begin to drop, and at this point, your body is burning fat pretty well. You're not burning glycogen, you're not using fat from your digestive system. At this point, your body is burning fat pretty well. Also, ghrelin has peaked, so I am literally not hungry now. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty great. I've got out of the hole. I've got past the rut. After about the 12 to 16 hour mark, I just been sound. Like, I literally feel like I could fast for another day. 24 hours, bosh. And between the 20 to 48 hour mark, that is when your body really gets into this state of ketosis where it uses these ketones as a primary source of fuel. I want to say that going to an all-you-can-eat buffet is probably the worst possible idea because I could just not stop eating, bro. After consuming my body weight in noodles, I went to bed comatose, woke up the next day, took my weight and took a video to compare if there would be any difference between fasting for 24 hours in my physique. Image on the left is just before I left, image on the right is the morning after. I would say that I'm looking leaner on the right, even after that massive meal that I had. If you look at these shots on the side, this is where I think you can really see it. So even ignoring the difference in light, like I'm just looking so much tighter on that front midsection. If you look at the back as well, particularly in the lower back, I have this illusion of being much leaner overall, even after just 24 hours of fasting. Moment of truth, what happened to my weight? Starting weight before I left was 93.1 kilograms, and my weight this morning now, even after the meal, is 91 kilograms on the dot. So we've lost 2.1 kilograms from 24 hours of fasting. This is where the problem occurs with fasting, right? Because you lose loads of weight super quick, but that weight isn't actually going to be fat. So what happens is when you don't eat food, your body's basically going to burn glycogen as a source of fuel. Glycogen is stored in your muscles and your liver, and then when you use that glycogen, you actually dump or get rid of a load of water that's stored intramuscularly throughout your body. For every 1 gram of glycogen, you store about 3 grams of water. So when your body uses that glycogen as fuel, you also dump the water as well, which is going to be why I visually look so different and so much better in just 24 hours, and also why my weight is down too much. Combine that with the fact that you can store about 2 to 3 kilograms of food in your stomach. If you don't eat for 24 hours, your weight is going to go down really, really quick. The reason my weight is down, the reason I look better, isn't because of fat. I probably would have lost absolutely or very little fat during this. It's literally just a change in water weight. And this is the problem with fasting for weight loss, because people are like, oh, I'm losing all this weight really, really quick. And it's like an elastic band. The more you stretch something, the bigger the calorie deficit, the more it's going to spring back. What does the science say about fasting? Well, there is a 2022 paper that looked at calorie restriction with or without time-restricted eating in weight loss, basically looking at fasting and seeing if it's a good way to lose weight long term. This was a 1-year study that looked at 139 obese people and split them into 2 groups. One group were told to eat a set number of calories anytime they wanted. The second group were told to eat a set number of calories, but only between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. The amount of calories that both groups were eating were exactly the same. Over the course of a year, what they found was that both groups lost weight, but, right, the intermittent fasting group lost exactly the same amount of weight as the other group. So when calories are kept the same, calories are king, there's no difference in weight loss. So nothing magical happens when you fast. But I would say there is benefits to fasting. Let's say if you're not tracking your food, if you're not equating your calories, because it might actually mean that you eat less calories because you've got a shorter amount of time to eat food in. So for example, if you only eat between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. in that 8-hour feeding window, because you've got less time to eat food, you're probably going to feel more filled up within that time, and then subsequently you're probably going to eat fewer calories, which could mean that you lose weight longer term if you're just eating throughout the day. Also, if you're someone like me who likes to eat food like sweet things in the evening, for example, if you have a strict cutoff where you don't eat food past a certain time, you're less likely to do that. So I would say that, yeah, it could benefit weight loss if it works for you, but it's like a personal thing rather than it being this magical thing that has all these crazy benefits.